Greetings, beloveds. Let's discuss why some stock breakouts fail. In other words, let's discuss the aspect of hidden resistance that we might not be paying attention to. But first, I greet you in the love light of the one infinite creator. Now, I've been doing breakouts for paid clients full-time since 2002. So that's more than 23 years ago. Every day, markets open looking for breakouts. So this has become my specialty, and I do this for clients. Now, take a look at this stock here. This is at the end of the month of May. This stock was breaking out, and so it was one that I was considering for highlighting as a breakout candidate for clients. So the stock is CEG. It could be any other stock, but I'm using this for an example. Whoops, CEG. Anyway, so this is what it looked like, and you can see at the time we have the MACDs about to move to 3-year highs. The other MACDs were far away, so that might have been one of the reasons why I was a little bit suspect. But first, let me take you back to this run here. There's a nice run here, and the last time we had a breakout alert was somewhere here in October of 2023, again before this nice run. You can see on my paid website, if I search for the ticker symbol here, you can see the last breakout alert was sent on September 7th of 2023, and here is a precise breakout. If you're interested in the breakout level, that was when the stock was moving above 106.56. So back to the chart. From a timing perspective, early September is right there, and the stock has never closed below that level since then. Of course, now we're considering it as a breakout, or I was considering this as a breakout, but I was seeing some issues with the stock. In fact, if you take a look at it now, this is the beginning part of the month of June, the first trading week of June, and now we can see that this breakout seems to be struggling a little bit. So I want to show you what could be the issue here. It's starting to struggle, and so I'm glad I did not highlight that as a breakout candidate. Now, some of the reasons, let me discuss them here. So there's a line here. This might be hard to believe, but there's a line here if I draw it this way. And if you're familiar with my work, this makes sense. The line is legit in a sense because we use it as a support level here, which is this monthly support, and then now it's turning into resistance. So that's one line on the monthly. But I believe the best way of explaining this is on the weekly. So the weekly gives us a reason, in my opinion, why the stock seems to be struggling. So number one, here is the first hidden resistance in a sense. If you know how to look for these types of things, they become very obvious, and it makes you sometimes question some breakouts. So there's simple line connecting the tops of the RSI like that, if I draw it that way. Now there's a little bit of a blip above the line here, but we know that's okay because of this fake move here. You can see this is almost by itself. So that was a trap situation right there. So now we can see why from this line we are stalling. In other words, we have to wait for this stock. If it's going to be a breakout candidate, we have to wait for it to clear above this resistance. There's also another way of looking at this. This is based on my own concept, which I call the uniformity concept. And you can see that if we take a look at where it broke down, so there's a break of the RSI here. This RSI break is instrumental for this huge reversal area, which took the stock down. So from here, the stock would spiral down. So we take that break point and draw it as such. Now, so interestingly enough, this area happens to be of an area of interest. Generally speaking, whenever you see a stock make some moves around 61.8, in this case, a failed move, then it means something. So this resistance at 61.8, which is exactly where the blue and the red line are intersecting right there, is the reason my thinking here is that this is poised to go lower until such a moment, such a time that it can move above both lines. And this is what I call hidden resistance, because if you look at price by itself, you won't be able to catch this. So these are some of the things you should consider when looking at breakouts. I am Eric with Mother.com. I leave you as I found you in the love light of the one infinite creator. Go forth rejoicing in the power and in the peace of the one creator. Adonai.